Hi everybody, it's October 1st. You know what month it is, but I got to take you back to 1992, and here's why. We got to remember, if we're going to start looking at health better, if we're going to start looking at our bodies better, our breast health better, my dedication this month is going to be towards breast cancer awareness. But first we got to learn about the history, because if we start looking at the history, we can't let history repeat itself. And if we start learning about the history, the true meaning of breast cancer awareness and its original grassroots movements, then we can start looking forward and how that's going to really tie into how we are going to solve this breast cancer issue. Because think about it, at least from my point of view, my mom's been dead for 13 years now, breast cancer. She got diagnosed in 1990, and it was more sullen back then. And I'm not downplaying the fact if you know somebody who has cancer. I'm just simply saying that there weren't as many people back then that had cancer, and all the things, we're going to rallies, we're getting involved, to wearing pink, and all that stuff is great, but is it really towards the right cause? In my opinion, no. We're just handing out money. It's like taxation without representation. We don't know what the hell is going on with our money. We don't know where this research is going, and we know that a lot of these people are taking our money, and it's pretty much fraudulent in the first place. So let's start with the history, and we can change what we're doing. So in 1992, the original grassroots movement was from Charlotte Hay, Haye. Okay, and it wasn't a pink ribbon, it was actually a peach ribbon, and she made these little cute cards, and she'd sit at the table and make them. They're probably handwritten, and she would attach a couple of these peach ribbons and hand them out. And it's because she felt that there wasn't enough advocacy for actual breast cancer prevention at the time. So that's how the grassroots movement started. Then the big companies wanted the ribbon. It was Estee Lauder, which we all know is a major brand, and Self Magazine. They came in, they tried to get her ribbon from her, and she said no. I don't know what happened after that. They probably made their own ribbon and turned it pink. I don't know what that whole detail. But that's the beginning of the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it really was based on prevention. So now, as I mentioned a moment ago, everyone's got their hands in it. We've got people who, like literally food companies that are damaging our health. Like KFC has pink buckets, for example. We've got everyone's involved. I mean, the sports team, the NFL, they wear pink socks and pink cleats. We've got golfers that wear, the pink gloves and pink socks. They have pink drivers. I mean, like, everyone's got their hands in it. And just stop and think about that for a minute. That we're just rallying for the cure. Guys, the cure is in your body. It's how to tap into your body and put the right stuff into your body to have your body manage it. And I'm saying it super simplified terms, but I absolutely have to. You guys, like, there's not a cure for cancer. And so that's what we're duped into thinking, is that there's a cure, that we have to race for the cure and we have to donate money for the cure. It's like, no, there's not just one cure for cancer. Cancer is the most complex and most interesting thing in the world, in my opinion, because it is the same as our healthy living tissues, except it's hijacked. And we see what happens with cancer. But because of that, it's just trying to survive, just like the rest of our body. And that's super interesting to me. And that's why it's the most delicate and the most difficult thing to deal with when we do have it. So that's why we really need to look at breast cancer prevention and start pounding in the education on real prevention. And just know, guys, like, we can't leave it up to the healthcare system. We can't leave it up to the medical system to prevent disease for us. Like, that we need to learn that we have the power. It's in food, it's in nutrition, it's in the water we drink, it's in the sunlight, it's in our vitamins, it's in our minerals, and I can go on and on. But like, real health is real prevention. And once we get to that part where we have had breast cancer, and God, I want to say so much right now, but I'm keeping this super introductory video very, very short. Once we get to that point of breast cancer, we need to know that there's been a breakdown of communication in our body, like the whole body. There's been something wrong for several years. So if you're watching this and you know someone who has breast cancer and they're like, oh, well, you've been diagnosed with cancer, just know that you didn't just wake up and you didn't just have the breast cancer the morning of, October 1st when you got diagnosed today. It's like, no, you've been sick for several years, somewhere between 7 years and 12 years, the way that we classically diagnose people with a mammogram and detect tumors. So this month, you can feel the passion. You feel it burning out of me right now. I could go on for probably an hour. I'm not going to. I want to dive into different caveats of breast cancer specifically. I'm going to be talking about prevention. I'm going to be talking about food. I'm going to be talking about oils. I'm going to be talking about different ways to image, different ways to see breast tumors in a better way, save your body, because the major mantra here is early detection is our best protection, right? And that's absolutely true. Early detection is our best protection. But do you think that it's really the best protection when we're only catching it, and our gold standard of mammography is detecting a breast cancer tumor at a diagnosable size of somewhere between 7 and 12 years? I've never heard one doctor ever tell a breast cancer patient that you've been already sick for 7 to 12 years. Now, if I gave you another 7 to 12 years to change what you're putting in your body, to reverse your lifestyle, to look at how you're managing your stress, and all these other factors that tie in environmental toxins, what you're doing, the cleaning products that you're putting in your home, like these aren't things that are classically trained in our medical system anyway, so I don't expect these conversations to be happening. But the point is, if you really knew that you were sick for 7 to 12 years before you got that breast tumor, that's a huge breakdown in something. It could be something as simple as just vitamin D deficiency, especially in dark-skinned women. So if we look at that, it's like we need to be having these real conversations. This is real prevention. And so that's all I'm saying for this video. I'm going to be going deep into some things. And I think the most important thing moving forward is we need to keep an open mind. I'm going to be relaying some information that if people are into natural healthcare, this might be a review for you. There's some people who I'd imagine that they've never heard the stuff that I'm going to be talking about this month, and that's totally okay. I have an open mind. I'm open to criticism. You can I don't want to say come at me, but I'm open for a discussion. You know, I always have an open mind, and I'm not saying that there's one case that's better than the other, that, you know, we always need natural routes and stuff like this. There are things that I still work in healthcare. I love it. I bring as much passion to the video camera as I do when I work in CAT scan, literally the CAT scan table every single day. And it's because I love it. I love helping people. But at the same time, I see the breakdown of what's going on in our system. And people are getting over-radiated who have breast cancer and cancer in general, because you come into the ER related to stomach problems after you had a chemo treatment and you can't stomach anything. So now we're going to CAT scan your stomach to look at it, and we're going to just further the development of your cancer with radiation. So that's all I'm saying for this video, and what I'm getting at is I'm open for discussion. I hope you guys are open for discussion, open for learning new things, and just before I close this video out, just think about the last, however long you've been alive, just think about the last 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whatever it is to you. Just think about it for a moment and ask, are women getting healthier? Are our breasts becoming healthier? Are we more afraid? Are we less empowered? Do we really have the real means to prevent disease? Do we really have the real means to treat disease? And once we have cancer, why are we treating it with more fire? Chemo and radiation, both things that we know side effects are more cancer. So I just don't understand it. So let's elaborate, guys. Let's get into it. And I'm really excited to hopefully be revelating some things to you guys this month. And, you know, there's a lot of misconceptions. There's a lot better ways to do some certain things. And then once we're in a medical system, it's really hard to get out of it. And unfortunately, people look towards natural means as a last case. Once the chemotherapy, once the radiation, once the surgery stops working, and that's unfortunately when it often becomes too late. So my whole thing is protecting yourselves, in turn protecting yourself, and prevention. If we really take care of our health, if we get our blood markers checked, if we look at our vitamins, our minerals, what we're putting into our body knows how to heal, and it knows how to fix itself. So we need to tap into those resources and the education necessary to allow that to happen. So I'm out of here for this first video, and we had to just start with the history. We had to start with the history, that way we can move forward with the proper mindset and really being able to help our family members, our mothers, our aunts, our grandmothers, our sisters, ourselves, men. I mean, like, this shit's real, and it's really sad that it's happening. And so I just hope you feel the love pouring out of my chest as I sit here and talk to you guys. So see you guys on the next one. We're going to be jumping into some really good stuff here. All right, y'all. See you.